Hey everybody, it's Courtney. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about a concept that Aubrey and I created that's called the Taproot strategy. I'm going to be explaining a little bit about what that means, why we use it, why we feel like it's important for every brand to have a Taproot strategy, and how you can get yours created. So to start out, what is a taproot in general? You'll hear us talk a lot about plants. I think from the name Dandelion Branding, you can pretty much tell that we are plant lovers, and we take a lot of inspiration from the natural world around us. And a taproot is a singular root structure that is firmly rooted in the ground and provides the most amount of strength and energy for the plant. Some plants have a taproot, some don't. The dandelion definitely does, and it's very strong. If you've ever tried to remove any dandelions for some reason, then you'll probably know that they have a pretty strong root structure. And we feel like this concept can relate directly to how a business is structured. And we took inspiration from this structure in creating this marketing concept that we called the Taproot strategy. In developing your Taproot strategy, you are creating that taproot for your brand, that strength in which all of your marketing will stem from. All of your marketing initiatives, no matter what platform, anywhere, are all going to be inspired by your main taproot. So think of it as the taproot strategy is sort of what informs all of your decision making. So that's what's in the ground. That's what's sort of beneath the surface. Your audience doesn't necessarily see that part of your business. What they do see are the customer-facing initiatives, which are all still directly tied to that main taproot. So you can think of your initiatives as like a leaf or a branch or a bud. All of these different things that you might be doing with your marketing are all still directly tied to that taproot. So, why do brands need a taproot strategy? This is something we feel very strongly about because we see brands struggling so often. We see new folks trying to get into the e-commerce realm that don't yet have this solidified, and you can tell. And what that taproot strategy does for your business is solidifies all of your decision making. Once you have your taproot strategy created, all of the decisions with your marketing initiatives become much easier to come up with and to execute. Branding isn't hard. It just takes thought and intention. And we see folks struggling with this online all the time, and we hear people say things like, branding's too expensive, don't do that yet, you'll just be wasting your time. But what our response back to that is well, if you're going to start an online company, you're going to have to make some brand choices, like a logo, like a name, like a domain name, like choosing what products you may sell. All of those decisions are essentially a pared down version of creating a brand. And by just being a little bit more thoughtful in your decision making in those early stages, you can cut out a lot of duplicate work that you'll have to do down the line. You will know what your logo is. You will know what your brand colors are. You will know what type of visuals your brand uses in your social media. You will know how your brand speaks to your potential customer. You will know who your potential customer is. You will know what problem you're solving for them. You will know how your product solves that problem. Knowing all of those things does take time up front, but once it's established, the rest just falls into place. Anytime that you may think of a new initiative, that probably will then lead to new thoughts. Like, let's say you have an idea for a blog article because someone asked you a question. Well, maybe in writing that blog article, you'll uncover a few other questions. Okay, now you have content for other blog articles that are all related. It's utilizing the decisions that you make to provide clarity in the overall messaging of your brand and what you're putting out there, and more so, it also is providing cohesion amongst all of those platforms. And it's in doing that, you're creating your brand identity no matter where people find you. If they go to your Facebook, they go to your Instagram, they go to your blog, they go to your website, if all of those things are all created with your Taproot strategy in mind, they'll be able to see how all of those things connect together, and it all adds to their experience rather than being a hodgepodge of different ideas or different designs or different way of speaking. All of those changes, if that is significantly different across platforms, that's going to be a jarring experience for that customer. But by ensuring that things remain cohesive, you're only going to be strengthening your identity and strengthening that potential connection with that customer that you are speaking to. And that's the name of the game, right? That's what we really want. That connection to the customer is everything. That is what every e-commerce brand strives to get. And the Taproot strategy is what can simplify that process. It doesn't need to be complicated. I think that a lot of folks out there, are selling strategies and are selling individualized strategies, and that's all well and good, but as someone on the receiving end of those teachings, it can feel a little out of balance. Or maybe they're only speaking to a particular part of your company. And it's not as holistic as it could be. And that was really the mindset that we were in when Aubrey and I created this concept of a Taproot strategy. It was in hopes to simplify this process that so many folks are so intimidated by. And branding in general does not need to be an intimidating concept. It's really things that you may already be doing when you're starting an online store, but with a few key decisions, you'll be much better set up for your growth and for scaling in the future. I want to give an example of our Taproot. And at Dandelion Branding, we established that we want all of our work to be holistic, transformative for our clients, and authentic to us. And you'll see that we also have a fairly strong visual identity out there. We've got a few colors that we often use that we love, and we feel like they evoke emotions that are similar to the dandelion flower. And so because we have those values in mind all the time, no matter what we're creating, everything that we do create is going to fall within that structure that we've built. It's going to be on brand. We're not going to just, throw some crazy image out there. We wanted to use humor, and we wanted to provide strength for our clients and be open and vulnerable and communicate about things that are real, and not only look at very specific aspects of what's going on in our clients' businesses, but to truly look at their marketing structure holistically and their entire business holistically. We think that those things are really what set us apart from our competition out there. We know that this Taproot strategy can be tremendously powerful for a brand, and we've seen it happen. And for those of you who are interested in starting out in e-commerce and are feeling that you might be missing a little bit of that brand identity piece, you're not alone. It's incredibly common. Please don't worry at all. That is why we are here. And we have a lot of information about this process of building your brand identity on our blog, so definitely go over to our website and check that out. But also, if you're feeling like you need any further assistance or anything, definitely get in contact. We are always available. We put ourselves out there on Facebook very often. If you're in any Facebook groups with us, you'll definitely see us out there all the time, helping people out, trying to be authentically helpful, help transform these people's businesses and get them to grow. We absolutely love it. So definitely get in contact with us. There are many different ways in which you can do that. So choose whichever one strikes your fancy, and we hope to be talking to you soon. All right. Thanks, guys.